Hey guys, this is Ehab. So I've been hearing a lot lately about debt and how bad it is. You should never borrow money. You should always stay clear from that, pay everything off completely, stay debt free for your life, all these terms. So I wanted to talk about that just to clarify a few things and as well as give you a little bit of an idea how debt actually can be beneficial for you. In some instances, of course. So debt has always had a negative connotation for everybody pretty much. You were brought up in a way that thinking and taught even in school that, debt is bad. How are you going to pay it off? It's going to ruin your credit. It's going to cost you too much in the long run. All these negative connotations we were brought up with and taught even in school, where you're just going to be scared the minute you hear the word debt or borrowed money or anything like that. Or if someone is in debt, then automatically you're going to be scared and think negative thoughts about it and just try to stay away from it. But we have to think about it in a different way. So debt can be bad, and I agree. Those typical debts that you think about, like credit card debts with really high interest rates, with people going crazy and spending and not being able to pay it off, that's horrible. That's really bad debt. But you also have good debt too. So we will talk about both. It just depends. You have to keep in mind, it depends how you're going to use debt. If you're going to use it for luxurious stuff that you can't even pay it off, or you can't even make the payments at year end or month end or whatever it is, yeah, that's stupid. That's bad debt. So let's take the credit card example. Credit cards are bad, typically are bad. So high interest rate, people go crazy. If they go on a spending spree and they cannot even afford the monthly payment and keep racking up debt, that's bad. You should stay away from it. You should cut off your credit cards completely. But again, let's think about it in a different way. So let's say someone is actually disciplined. They know when to spend, how much to spend with those credit cards. Those credit cards can be very beneficial for you because you're going to build up your credit through making payments through those credit cards, actually borrowing money, making the full payment at month end. You're not paying any interest at month end, just to be sure. You're paying the full balance at month end. That credit card is going to work for you because you're going to increase your credit and your borrowing ability when you're trying to finance a house or a car or whatever it is. That simple fact that you actually used that credit card and paid it off over the years and you increased your credit score is going to get you good terms when you're trying to borrow money. So that's going to give you a lower interest rate when you borrow money. And that way it's going to lower your expenses. So in that regard, credit cards are not so bad because if someone is disciplined and they know when to use it, how to maximize their return, yes, those can be beneficial for you. But again, if you can't control yourself, you're going to just spend like crazy, you can't even pay off the balance. No, stay away from it. That's bad debt. Another example, student loans. Student loans is considered a good debt, even though some numbers can get really crazy and really high numbers, especially for medical students, higher professions like that. They can borrow a large amount of money. But the reason why it's a good debt, because typically when you're trying to achieve those goals and trying to get a degree, a higher degree, a graduate degree, whatever it is, something professional that you're trying to pursue, then you're expecting a higher return on your investment. So the borrowed money that you made with the government or whatever it is that you borrowed to get the student loan, you have in mind that you're going to make a return out of it because you're going to get a great salary and you're going to make up for it over the years because you're going to get a higher salary because of that specific degree that you got. So that investment that you made in your future and you decided to invest that much money and borrow that much money to finish your education, you're expecting a return out of it. That return is a cash flow in. So if something is giving you a cash flow, that's a positive thing. That's not a negative thing. So this is not a bad debt. Of course, if you get the student loan and you never use your degree and you never get a job, yes, that would be a bad debt. But assuming that this is the purpose why you're getting the student loan is to pursue a specific career and make money out of it, yeah, that would be a good debt. Another one is purchasing a house, for example. You cannot purchase a $500,000 house and pay for it cash immediately. What you want to do is you want to leverage that. So you borrow the money from the bank at a very low interest rate and pay it off over many, many, many years. Again, if the interest rate is very low and the property is going to appreciate in value over time, you're saving on rent, you're adding on principal, the property is going to appreciate in value, all of these things, then that's a good debt. And especially now with the very low interest rate where you can get it below 3% almost, it's ridiculous. With the amount of inflation that we have, most likely you're getting the money for free. So that would be also a good debt. So imagine that's a primary residence that you're gonna live in it. Think about if you're purchasing a rental property. Exactly the same thing. It's actually even better for rental properties because you're borrowing a lot of money, you're paying very little down payment, let's say 25% or something like that, and the rest is borrowed money. So, and the tenant is gonna pay you the rent, pay the mortgage, you're gonna get some cash flow out of it, and at the same time, over the years, the mortgage is going to go down because they're paying the principal for you. And at the same time, the property value is going up. So when you go around and sell it, you're making money on the appreciation, on the principal that the tenant paid off for you, the cash flow that you made, all of this based on the 25% that you put in a property. Not the full 100% because you borrowed 75% of the whole loan amount. And guess what? When you sell the property, all that gain that you made on the property is actually going back to you, even though you only put 25% of the amount. So the bank is only going to get their money back. That's it. No more, no less. They've been collecting interest over the years, depending on the rate that you got, but that's pretty much it. They're not going to share the profit with you. They're not going to share the gain that you made on the property. They're pretty much going to tell you, give us our money back. And that's pretty much it. So you always have to think about debt in a logical way. Think about it whether it's good for you or bad. Is it going to generate cash flow for you? Is it going to make you money? Or is it really going to suck every dollar out of you and you're not going to be able to make it? That's how you're going to determine if it's a good debt or a bad debt. That was it for today, guys. I hope that was helpful, and until next time.